Back again for another quick Dave's Diary update. One of the questions I've been posing in my development of my workshop is, how do I make access or most use of the items, and what access do I have to them? Storage is a big thing. Storage containers, pointing camera, storage containers such as this, in perhaps drawers like this or shelves like that. Great. Have to make that decision at some stage, and I'm leaning towards, I don't know yet, it'll be likely a combination of both, but I'm probably leaning away from using this type of runner. For their simplicity, the price I need to pay is not that much less than the bearinged runners. There is, you could say, 50% less or 50% more, depends how you like to split the percentages. So I'd more than likely take the, pay once, cry once approach and get the bearing sliders. Whether I make drawers or pull out shelves is erroneous. In fact, a shelf without high sides on, well, it's a box with, anyway. So there's maybe not much difference, and that would probably suit the likes of storing this. We do lose a little bit of storage capability because of the thickness of the shelf, because I'd be going with 18mm, because I've got 18mm. But that aside, sometimes using boxes like this that do have the capability or facility feature that they nest into each other, you can't stack them on each other because they kind of nest into each other with these shapes, and that can be a bit of a pain as well. So sticking them up vertically like that is the option. Not really, not ideal. Anyway, long story short, a lot of the containers that we get aren't unitized. They're not made the same. Like these are quite nice. They sit on and nest into each other, the exact thing I was saying I don't like. But the smaller ones that I've got, or showed up there in the previous video, those smaller ones, they only two can fit on them with a gap, meaning, pointing camera in the right direction, meaning that the efficiency of this in combination with those other ones for making boxes, etc., maybe not that great. One of the things that I use a lot, and it tells you what I eat, you can see over there a lot of those containers, and down here are these, my raspberry jam by Anatoths. Very nice jam it is. Not associated with them. I should be a shareholder considering I eat so much of it, or used to at least. But I've got a lot of these containers. Now, they have a lot of waste space. Pointing camera. Gee, where's David? But that they have a lot of waste space might be the penalty that we pay for convenience. They are roughly 100 by 100, there or thereabouts. They suit this sort of, multiple combinations, and you can pick them up and take them away with you. Put a label on them, and where's the downside? And free. A lot of my efforts have always been around, let's not pay good money if we don't have to. Well, this is one of the cases where we don't have to and use this, and the sacrifice is a little bit of waste space in between. But don't we have that when we can't standardize our design when we're using other types of containers? So I kind of like this idea. Make use of what you've got, so long as it doesn't muck up your other standard. It fits into the box with a lot of waste space around it, I know, but you can pick it up, take it with you, which is one of the benefits of having a container rather than having a storage area with fixed divisions, which is also still okay for different items. There'll be many times that you don't need to have a removable box to take all your fiddly little bits and pieces out. In fact, that may be a feature of some of the drawer design, is that you have the flexibility to have a more rigid divider with which is still removable, but a rigid-ish divider with other dividable walls that can be moved to make bigger or odd-shaped box sizes, leaning towards that actually. And then as and when you needed, you can pull those divisions out, put these boxes in, or put these containers, these jam containers in. So 2 of those are the equivalent of, say, one of these, kind of. So long as they're not compromising each other, why not design it that way? That one not so much because it's 125, but a standard 100 by 100 size wouldn't be a bad thing. What size is that? Yeah, that's a little bit. I'm just trying to think of it at 110. So that it's not a multiple or divisible by each other. So you know what I'm talking about. Of course, you can always over design here, like I've ever done that, and make the unit size of 5 inches or 125 millimeters. Well, then you get a lot of waste space for something else. Yeah. There's no real answer to that. I'm leaning towards making a unit sized or standard size of 100 millimeters. However, 100 millimeters plus whatever division that we want to make for walls for another situation. So it may well be that we wind up with a 125 millimeter, which would then accommodate these, by not having the divisions in, because after all, the box is its own divider. Phew. Did that sound complicated? Right. Like this idea. I like the idea of making the unit size a little bit bigger to accommodate the possibility of having these other boxes included, because the example is right here, and a little bit bigger sometimes is a good thing. Anyway, there you go. That was my thoughts, just adding to the fact that if you've got some sort of container that is you've got a good number of them, I already have, plus I've already got some waiting in the shelf there, why not make use of that and see how you go? What's the worst you can wind up with? A little bit of waste space, but a lot more versatile storage. I think that's okay. I'll go with that. Rightio, that's it. I'll take my croaky voice inside and have another cuppa. Rightio, we'll see you in the next one now. Bye.